We don't want Texas on silly string. No, we don't want Texas on silly string. We don't want oh, I just broke my plant. Oh dear. Oh man. Good morning everyone, welcome to here. Here's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about something that you're aware of. You probably know that there are 12 notes in music, but have you ever wondered why? Why 12? Where do they come from? Well, don't worry about that. Today we're gonna take that ponder and put it to bedtime. Yeah, I'm going to tell you exactly why there are 12 notes in the musical alphabet. So firstly, when we say there are 12 notes, what we're really saying, okay, is that there are 12 distinct pitches that divide the octave. Yeah, and so now what does that mean? Divide the octave. God. Well, if let's suppose we start on an A note, okay? Yeah, probably up there. I'll probably put it up there because I'm below. We have 11 notes before we get back to the octave A note above, okay? So including the A note, that's 12 distinct pitches with 11 in between the octaves. You see that? Do you see it? And okay, great. That's fantastic. I love it. I love octaves and numbers in between. I love octaves and letters in between. How do we get those letters in between though? Why did we get 11? Huh? Well, we come up with these 11 notes, okay? Not because we don't have any other options. Oh, we have options. We could scientifically produce more notes between these two octaves if we wanted to. Yeah, we totally could if we wanted to. Look, I'm thumbling my thumbs down here, but you can't see. So why did we pick this set then? Well, we did so out of sound preference and also convenience, all right? Let me talk to you. Okay. I'm on the ground if you're wondering. I'm on the ground. I got toes on my feet on the ground. I got toes on my feet. How did we get these 12 notes? We get them by stacking the perfect fifth interval ratio, which is 3.2 atop one another. Don't leave. Don't you do it. No. You can't do that. Okay? Don't you do it. This perfect fifth ratio of 3 to 2 comes from the harmonic series, okay? And I have a whole video about the harmonic series. I'll link it down below. But essentially when you play a note, yeah, it produces a baseline frequency, which is called the fundamental, that is followed by micro frequencies that rise above it, okay? Where's the graph? Here? Yeah, okay. And the incremental rises in pitches above the last one could be measured in ratios, okay? Meaning the second harmonic vibrates 2 times as fast as the first, so that would be a 2 to 1 ratio, okay? Yes, and so the 3 to 2 ratio is just one of them. It's just one of these ratios within the series, and we call it the perfect fifth. Yeah. Fricka, yeah. Fricka, yeah. Yeah. Fricka, yeah. Fricka, yeah. And so now my brain doesn't work in ratios, okay? It just doesn't. So what I do is I take the ratios, I divide them amongst each other, all right? And I get the whole number. And again, if you watch the harmonic series video, that whole math is gonna make a little bit more sense, all right? And so from here on forward, we're going to be referring to the perfect fifth ratio as 1.5, all right? Yeah. And so here's where we're at, okay? We use the perfect fifth ratio of 1.5 to derive these frequencies. That's where we're at, okay? And so how did we get there? That's what we're gonna talk about now. So in order to use the 1.5 ratio interval, perfect fifth, okay, we first need to begin on a note, okay? And I will link a video down below where I talk about in detail this whole process, but let's go over it quickly. So let's just pick the A note 110 to begin, all right? This is our starting position. Now what we need to do is establish its octave. Okay, so if it is 110, the octave above is going to be double it. So it's going to be 220. Yeah, so great. Now we have our established octaves, 110, 220, and we need to now establish the notes in between. So what we're gonna do, we're going to take 110, multiply it by 1.5, okay, our perfect fifth ratio, and then we get the number 165. Yeah, then we multiply that frequency, okay, 165 times 1.5, and then we get 247.5. And here's our little problem that we just run into, okay? Did you notice 247.5 is above 220? It's above our octave. It belongs to the octave above 220, okay? So what do? Well, we take it, okay? We take 247.5, cut it in half. Yeah, cut it in half a little, slice the cake. So that it can fit into our octave here. And that equals 123.7, okay? And that process is called octave reduction, okay? When we reduce the octave to put it in the octave that it belongs to. It's kind of like when you have a sauce and you reduce it. You reduct it. Yeah, to make gravy or sauce, whatever. And then we just keep on doing this process of 1.5 multiplication until when? Forever till the end of time? Huh? No, clearly not, because we have 12 notes, don't we? But why? Here's the whole question, isn't it? Why do we stop at 12? Well, here's the thing, my friends. Because when we multiply that last 12th note to 1.5, we get the number 223. And is that not the frequency of our octave above? Well, no, but it's pretty close. And so the idea is, okay, we stop at 12 notes because it takes us 12 notes in order to reach our next octave. It is built into the physics of the perfect fifth ratio that we have chosen to use to establish our musical alphabet. Yeah. And so listen, it's not an exact closing of the loop because we're 3 off. I mean, it should be 220, but we land on 223. And that is where the equal temperament system comes into play. Okay, in the equal temperament tuning system syndrome, we shave off a little bit of each note, okay, in order for it to perfectly close back to 220. Yeah, but that's the lesson for another day, okay? The equal temperament, that's for another day. And that little error in the math is called the Pythagoras coma. Yeah, so when Pythagoras went to a coma. Yeah, Pythagoras, the triangle man, yeah. Oh, and then by the way, we would then rearrange these frequencies in order of ascension, okay? In order to get a ascending situational note situation, you know? And then we would attach our letter note names atop these frequencies. Yeah, you know, A, B, C, you know the ones. And we chose to do this example starting with the A note to 110 hertz, but you could start on any note and do the same octave situation. You know? Yeah. And the math is the same. That's the point. The math would be the same. Oh, I didn't mention my toucan shirt. Look at it. You see it? Look, the toucan shirt. It's a shirt. He's got toucans on it. And so now back to what I mentioned before. Okay. All right, I'm gonna lay right here. Why did we choose 1.5 out of our harmonic series to build our musical alphabet? Because we had other options. Yeah. If you look at our harmonic series, look at all the other ratios we got going on. Look, why did we pick 1.5? Well, here's the thing. The perfect fifth interval, okay, creates consonant relationships between the notes. Consonants, yeah. It just makes them sound nice together, okay? 1, 2. It also creates the most reasonable amount of notes and reasonably spaced apart notes, okay? For example, if we use the major third interval within our harmonic series, which is a 5 to 4 or something like that, or 1.25 if we look at it as a whole number. I don't even know if that's what a whole number is. I don't know, but it sounds right. And we use that ratio, okay, in the same way to build our musical alphabet as we did for 1.5. Then look how many notes we get. Look at them. Do you see them? We need to pass by 25 notes in order to reach our next octave. See? That's way too many notes. 1. Second of all, look how close together these frequencies are. Look at them. Look how close they are. Look how close they are. There's not much distinction between them, and there needs to be. Okay? There just needs to be. You want to see how I'm laying down right now? I'll show you later. And so that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's why we operate off a 12-note system. It's all in the math. Don't forget, head on over to meganchurchmusic.com, sign our petition to send pigeons to space. And while you're there, don't forget to check out the 70s Zen Guitar ebooks. We got 2 of them. We got the 70s Zen Guitar Study ebook. Look it, it's right there. Look at that. It's a chord, scale, and theory reference book, all organized in the cage system. You've never seen anything like it before. It's got a bunch of theory concepts on visual examples, and it's got a cookie recipe. Chocolate chip. Yeah. And we also got the 70s Zen Beginner Guitar Guide. That is a beginner guitar guide, okay? Everything you need to learn at the beginning of playing guitar is all in the book. Okay. And it's got a practice schedule to implement all the things. It's got aliens. It's got conspirators, and it's also got another cookie recipe. Yeah, totally. And we also got a course, Key to Music Theory Walter course. It is a course where we go through the fundamentals of music. Hello. We go through how we build major scales from our musical alphabet that we just derived here together. All right. And we also talk about how we get our diatonic chords from those scales. You know what's really weird about seeing shipwrecks in the ocean? That's not what they're made for. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being. Thanks for all that you do. Don't forget, you take yourself to the movie theater. Take yourself to the movie theater and get some popcorn, get some Skittles. Get the sour ones. Remember the sour Skittles? Do they still make those? I liked them, but I also didn't. You know, at the bottom of the ocean, there's probably like some perfectly well-preserved prosciutto down there. Did you ever think about that? There's most likely some perfectly unused, well-preserved prosciutto. Thanks for watching. Well, thanks for all that you do. Don't forget something. If ever you forget your totem pole. Oh, did you know that I just learned that a totem pole and a tadpole are different? Yeah, a tadpole is apparently a little aquatic creature. And a totem pole is a thing, it's the big wooden sticks where you carve squirrels in them. Tadpoles. 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 Aquatic fish. I like aquatic fish.